if somebody wrongs you, you don't have to do it. Most people get angry.
Right.
"Oh, I'm going to take revenge. I'm going to get back at you." You don't have to do a thing. Karma does it all for you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen this happen in your life.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman,
And if you were just
Logan
to
Crawford.
investigators, they now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're taking a deep dive into the transformational world of a wonderful book. It is called Universal Spiritual Laws. It is penned by a terrific author. His name is Gregory Kamenides. This powerful book explores the invisible forces that shape our lives and how awareness of these laws can empower us to consciously create our own reality. If you've ever searched for deeper meaning, spiritual guidance, or a roadmap to personal mastery, this interview and this book are for you. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Greg, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you. I love it. Teaching spirituality, informing people.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do a great job informing people, teaching people about spirituality with this book. Let's start out with the definition. How do you define universal laws in a spiritual context?
Universal laws are these laws that exist and they govern the whole universe. So, it would be a whole nother show, but if you believe in extraterrestrials, that there's other life out there, these laws exist for them as well as us. But we'll just stick with us for now. But to sum them up, if you knowledge is power, lack of knowledge is lack of power. If you have the knowledge of these universal laws, then you have the power to, as you said, shape and create your own reality here on the earth plane.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an example of one of these natural spiritual laws or universal spiritual laws.
Okay, so a big one that most people would recognize would be the universal law of attraction. So the universal law of attraction is one of the larger, there's many spiritual laws. There could be 50 or 60 of them. We'll start with this one because it's one that's somewhat familiar to people. So, we're all the same. The spirit that lives inside of you, that lives inside of me, that lives inside of your friends, your family, all 8 billion of us, it's the same. We're all one.
Yeah.
These laws govern all of us. So the universal law of attraction is you're a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a magnet, and everything, the most powerful thing in the universe is your mind.
Mm.
So what you think about the most, you attract, whether you want it or not. The good news is you have to be thinking about it predominantly, like 51% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're thinking about something bad and you're like, oh no, I don't want that to happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about it. You can't erase a thought, but you can obliterate a thought with another thought. So just think of a better thought, and guide yourself to better thoughts. So everything that's in your life right now, you've attracted it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started in your mind, your car, your house, your family, your career. At some point you wanted to say, I want to be an actor. It started in your mind and you thought about it so much. Next thing you know, you're on all these TV shows and you're on all these movies and you got your own show, but it started in your mind,
Right.
So you're a magnet that attracts what you think about the most. So you have to be mindful of your thoughts because you have like 70,000 thoughts a day. So you have to police your thoughts. When you think of something, there's only positive and negative that exists. good and bad, positive and negative. So if you're thinking of something negative, train yourself. It's like a muscle that hasn't been used. You train yourself to sway towards better thoughts. It's like a huge oil ship. You can't do it right away. If you want to move a big, huge ship, you do it slowly.
Yep.
But you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. So think about what you do want and not what you don't want, because you're a magnet that's going to attract what you think about the most. And to get a little deeper on that, the universe, aka universal energy, because everything's energy. Your energy, I'm energy, the chair's energy, everything's vibrating on a frequency. Energy can't be created nor destroyed. So you have to be mindful about what you're thinking about. Exercise that muscle. Think about what you do want, and you can create. But just by thinking, and just by your mood, you can determine your day by your mood. You wake up sometimes and you're just not in a good mood, and you can kind of tell that your day is kind of going to be, I'm not in a great mood today. And other days you wake up and you're like, wow, I'm going to slay it today. Today's my day. Because you're vibrating on a higher frequency.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It is so important to be aware of your mood, your emotions, and the energy that you're putting out into the universe. And it's funny, the day where you feel you're going to slay it and the day that you feel you're going to fail, there's no difference with you. It's just your attitude and the energy you're putting out there. So I think you make great points there. Let's talk about your book. Give us an overview of what the folks at home will find when they crack the covers.
Okay, let me just get back to a couple good points that you had made.
Okay.
You are every second of every day, you're transmitting out to the universe. And it's like you said, if you're transmitting a good mood, you're on a higher frequency, good things are going to come to you. So I wanted to point that out while you had mentioned it.
Yeah, no, it's very, very true. And I know from watching myself on video a lot, like someday I don't look great today, or one day I'm looking good today.
Yeah.
I'm the same person. I look the same. It's
You
all
are.
up here and the attitude I'm putting out. Yeah.
Absolutely. You got it. Your success is, your mood. And the spirit inside you, it doesn't care about what anyone thinks about you. It only cares about what you think about yourself.
Exactly.
It's quite apparent with your success and with the things that you attract that you're in a good mood. You're a positive person, and you're thinking positively.
Absolutely.
Sorry to get off track a little bit.
No, it's on track. I think it's great. So we're talking about your book and the structure of it and what folks will find inside.
So what they're going to find is they're going to find probably like 33 universal laws. We just discussed one of them, but something that I wanted to enlighten some people, because what it is so me and you are talking about spirituality right now. So you're aware of it. I would say that you're awoken because, you're aware of what's going on. You've actually explained to me a little bit that you know what's going on. I have a feeling that you know what's going on. That's powerful.
Yep.
That's powerful. So there are some people that today, they're going to work, whether it be Wall Street, construction, dentist, working at Macy's, whatever have you. And they're not even thinking about it for 1 second of any day.
Right.
Those are what we call sleepers. They're just not aware, but that's okay because, you have to believe in reincarnation, and I'm just giving you information that I've become aware of. I'm a medium as well. So this stuff has been confirmed from me because there's the physical side, which we're on right now. And then there's the non-physical side, which is when your spirit leaves your body, goes back to the non-physical side, and you actually get a life review. And you get graded on how you did on Earth, because that's why you're here. You're here to learn. You're here to expand, and you're here to learn life lessons and master those lessons. And there's a lot of lessons to master, and it can take many, many lifetimes. I never, until my father passed away 7 years ago, I didn't believe in this, and then all these things just started happening to me. A lot of it in dreams, but I've been led to a lot of good things. But one thing that I wanted to make sure that people were aware of is that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience.
Mm-hmm.
We're not physical beings having a spiritual experience.
Exactly.
Okay, is the main thing I'm right. And as far as my book, I wanted to keep the first book simple. So, I just throw out some very important universal laws. And another thing to inform you about universal laws is here on Earth in Congress, you could be a lawyer, take 10 years off, come back, and all the laws are different. They changed the laws, they voted on them, the laws are different. These laws never change.
Right.
They're always there, they're concrete, they're never going to change, they're always the same, they're always in work, they're always in play. And like I said, if you know these laws, you can create your own reality, because you create your own reality by your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. Okay. And in my book, I explain the most popular ones, and I go through, I go through a lot of ones like karma. I talk about karma. Karma's huge, okay? So you're here. Each one of us has a karmic record that's being kept track of. Every thought that you have, good or bad, every deed that you do, good or bad, is being written down on your karmic record. So if you're a good person and you do good things, good things are going to come back to you. And if you're a bad person and you do bad things, the universe is going to send bad things back to you. I love personally, I love karma. It's one of my favorite ones, because if somebody wrongs you, you don't have to do it. Most people get angry.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to take revenge. I'm going to get back at you. You don't have to do a thing. Karma does it all for you. And I'm sure you've seen this happen in your life. Somebody that's wronged you, something, whether it's today, next week, a month, a year, you hear something negative happen to that person.
Right.
And you're kind of, unfortunately, you're kind of like, good, because they've wronged you, and it's good to see that something negative happened to them because they did something negative to you. And on the reverse side, somebody did something really good for you, or you did something really good for somebody else. So the universe is calling that karmic credit, because you get credits and debits. So now you're getting a credit, something really good. Of course, good, good and bad things happen. But if you open the door for somebody else opens the door for you. It could be as simple as that.
Yeah, it's basically like a balance sheet of what you've done right in your life and what you've done wrong in your life, and you want to have more credits and debits at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to, in order to have a good, healthy, happy, well-balanced life. What's the first step a person can take today to reclaim their power and live in accordance with these universal laws?
Okay, that's a very good question. That's not a question I love to answer. Okay, so what you do is, there's a universal law. It's called universal law of Dharma. Okay, and it's like your moral compass. Like you know what's right. You know what's wrong. When you're in a situation, which is a test from the universe, please do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Try not to get angry. Try not to get depressed. Try to just be a good person. Is basically what the universal law of Dharma is, because there's a ease and flow of the earth. If you notice, grass doesn't need to try to grow; it grows.
Right.
But just be a good person, because, like I said, the karma will come back and it will get you. And use your moral compass. Unfortunately, in my world, a lot of people are like, oh man, people are so bad and people are so terrible. I don't think so. I think 99% of people are good.
Agreed. You can have 100 interactions during the day. 99 of them will be positive. Unfortunately, it's that one negative interaction that sticks with you. But most people are good. Most people are sincere. Most people would literally give you the shirt off their backs to help.
That's
And I
correct.
sincerely think that's true. The name of the book we're exploring today is called Universal Spiritual Laws, a guide to unlocking your potential and co-creating a life of intention and empowerment. There is a lot to this, folks. There's dozens of universal laws contained within Gregory's books. You will absolutely be able to enlighten yourself, live in harmony, and be the person you are meant to be by perusing this book, reading this book, buying this book. It is highly recommended. Greg, thank you so much for joining me here today.
You're welcome. Yeah, I appreciate the time.
Hey,
I'd like to hit one more if I could.
absolutely.
So there's 2 points that I want to make. There's two of you. So you're having a conversation with yourself every day, constantly. You have like 70,000 thoughts a day, okay? Because there's your higher self and your lower self, which your higher self is your subconscious, your lower self is your conscious. And what you want to do is you want to listen to your higher self, because your higher self is always telling you to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And your lower self is the one who's telling you, yeah, let's have an extra beer. Let's do this. Yeah,
It's almost like the old angel and devil on your shoulder.
That's exactly what it is.
You know, one's telling you, go home, you've had enough. The other one's saying, what the heck, have another beer.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah,
So
absolutely. And some people say, listen to your better angels.
Yes, listen to your better.
Kind of the same type of thought. You mentioned there are two things you wanted to mention. What was the second one?
The second one is there's a law as within, so without. Okay, this would be another very important law that I want to at least teach you before I leave. So how you feel inside is more important than how you feel on the outside. So there's two worlds you live in. There's an inner world and there's an outer world. Your outer world is actually a reflection of your inner world. You know, so you can tell how you're doing on the inside by looking at the people you're with around you and what's going on around you. And you can control that. And it's a muscle that needs to be worked. So practice on how you feel on the inside, and you know, whoever you want to be, feel like you're already that person. And if you consistently feel like you're already that person, the universe will shape itself, and eventually you will be that person.
Absolutely.
And another very important point to make is the universe is impersonal, and it's no respecter of persons. So it does not care if you want good or bad. You know, it will give you, if you're thinking bad things and you like bad things, then bad things will come to you and will happen. But if you're good and you want good things and you think mostly good, then the universe will shape itself around you and create those good things. You know, and you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. So police your thoughts, monitor your thoughts, be in a good mood, get a good night's sleep. Your sleep is crucial to your 2/3 awakeness here on Earth. And, you know, just a lot of good stuff. I could go on, you know.
I know there's a ton of great stuff. Buy the book, folks. There's more in there. It is so insightful and it is so spot on. It'll turn your life around. Greg, I appreciate your time today. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.